Hey guys, we just did an exercise in vehicle dynamics, vehicle defense. One of the things that we teach is different scenarios built around a vehicle. A lot of times people get very close to vehicles because they feel like it's security, when in actuality in real life, it's a big target. Imagine if you're shooting at a bad guy, if they run to a vehicle, well, how easy is it to shoot that vehicle? And you just fire for effect. So what we want to do is teach sound tactics based around the vehicle, and it's basics. So in this scenario, she has two bad guys she's confronted with. Both are equal threats depending on how they present themselves. So distance isn't really a factor if a guy has a rifle, right? If a guy's 100 meters away and he has a rifle, that's just as much as the threat that's immediate in front of you with a pistol, because of the muzzle velocity, because of the potential threat. So in this case, she has two bad guys. She has one right in front that's stopping the vehicle, and she has one that's beyond. Now, one would think, one school of thought is, hey, I addressed that threat, I could break contact. Well, if you just address the threat and they're working together, then I'm going to have to address that threat as well. I can't just ignore that threat. So I have to deal with both of them. A threat is a threat, bottom line. So let me walk you through some of the steps that we did prior to her running this. First time, by the way, the video you saw of her running it cold. No practice, no rehearsal outside of actually just walking through it. So that was her first live run. I'm using Simunitions, which is a company that makes actuating pistols that cycle based off of a primer, actual powder. But I'm gonna clear this out just so I could demonstrate to you guys. Okay, can you step on for me? So I'm gonna talk her through some of the things that I told her to do, which I want to make sense for you. So one of the first considerations is I have to break the threshold. The A pillar in a vehicle is the strongest component of a vehicle because it's reinforced steel meant to protect you from a rollover. It's not bulletproof. Also, the beam is very small. This shroud is actually thin sheet steel that's wrapping this with plastic, rubber, and metal. If I broke this down, the actual beam would be very small. It will stop bullets, depending on the muzzle velocity, but pistols, small bore pistols, and rifles, it will stop. But this is not an afforded piece of protection, meaning it's not long-term cover, it's relative cover. So the first thing that she's doing is she's stepping out with efficiency, moving the gun across this position to step out and plant her foot to break the shots on target. Remember, a pistol, a rifle, you can shoot through a windshield. That's a different block of instruction, meaning if I'm getting engaged from the front of the vehicle and I have the gun in my hand with alignment, I can suppress and even engage the threat through the windshield. But in this case, she's moving around this A pillar to plant a position to take shots using relative cover. When I had her break down here, what I don't like to see is retraction of the gun. This constant thing in moving around obstacles only slows you down. The idea is once you commit a gun to the fight, keep it in the fight, right? There's no reason to reset my position and cost myself more time. So I disengage this, I'm gonna clear space here, and I'm gonna break here to line up the shot. I could start breaking my shots from right here. I see the threat, I'm gonna address the threat. As I move in, I'm reducing my cover or my signature, and then as soon as that threat's neutralized, I'm gonna break off the target and potentially get my vehicle. Remember, a vehicle has the advantage of mobility. If I've addressed threats, I don't have to ensure that those guys are no longer going to be a threat. If I've incapacitated them, even by shooting in their direction, and they get their heads down, giving me a moment with my family to break contact, that's acceptable. That's survivability, right? So as I come back here, I'm going for the car, but maintaining security, meaning the gun's pointed in their position. I'm getting in efficiently, and I'm shutting the door. I'm gonna run it live so you guys see me run it, so we can finish off on that note. You guys got eyes? Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, leave the comments below and make sure we answer them. Peace out.